Yes, and welcome to Vasily's Garden, folks. I'm out with the tomatoes. That's right, I'm playing with my tomatoes because it's tomato season. We've had the beautiful weather. Sounding like a real Greek now, aren't I? The weather's been really warm and hot and a little bit windy at times, but that's okay. I don't mind the wind because it keeps them on the dry side. And I'm talking about the foliage. Now, we're in my little veggie garden here, my tomato place, and it's gone nuts. Now, I want to know how your tomatoes are going as well. So please feel free to share some on this platform on our page there, because I'd love to see your tomatoes. And let me show you mine. What we're standing in front of here are the big malakas. I don't know if you can see it, but look at these flowers down here. Look at this cluster of flowers over here, right? But then look at that. Just where the tassel of flowers are, it's sporting out to another branch. That's how vigor it is. More flowers there, and another sport here. Look at that. Showed you.
Sorry, go.
This is the other half of the cluster of those flowers that we just saw on the other side there. And look, it's sporting out on here too. It's growing more branches. These plants have got so much vigor in them with this warm weather or hot weather that we're having. This one here, we said it's always going backwards, but it's just constantly putting flowers on. It has actually set fruit down below. I'm not inclined to rip it out yet. I was going to. I'm just going to let it persist a little bit more and see how we go. It hasn't affected the residing plant here, so that was my main concern, if it was contagious, whatever was going on with that. But I'm going to go through some pruning tips now for you, because a lot of you have been emailing, asking, do you prune, don't you prune, what do you do with the yellow leaves, and how do you control the flowers from falling off as well? Well, let me just start by cleaning this one up, and we're going to go around the other side here and work on something in here. Let's have a look. So what I do, for example, have a look at this, all right? Let's just start here. This is a leader that I've trained up from down the bottom all the way down, and it's been with a string, that is, and I'm winding the string around the main leader here. But look at this. Now, this is the main run. See how it's growing out there? And we've got new growth coming on, and we've got another little bunch of flowers developing there. Right? Every single one I've noticed, look at this. There's a leaf growing on the end of it. Every single one of them. Now, as it grows up like this, you always get a sucker coming up, or a new shoot I should call it, coming out from where the leaf joins the main stem. This is what you don't want to keep growing, all right? Unless you want it to become a major bush, you got to snap them off. You can cut them off, but don't snap it off in one direction only like I've just done there and then pull it off, because you'll actually tear it on that side there. So you've got to snap it both the other way. Like that. See, we've got a nice clean break there. So then we grab this and we use the leaves to control the wrapping around. Now I've gone there, it's not too bad, but see now, that there is a concern, because as the weather blows the leaves or the branch around, it's going to rub on those flowers. So I'm going to try and go one more time around. It's a little bit tight, I know, but then I'm going to stop it just there like that, leaning on that leaf there. That's all you need to do with it. And you go around and do the same with all the others. Have a look at this one in here now. That's another branch in there. It's growing up. Don't mind the noise in the background. We've got another shoot down here. If you can go down there and have a look at that. There you go. See that there? That's another one coming up. That there. So we take that off. So just pinch it off like that. It's gone. See how we've lost the flowers on this one here? And over there, I reckon it's because these branches and these leaves have been rubbing around there. Well, not this one on that side there, but that one in particular. So when you've got that happening, pinch the leaf off and create some room for the flowers to develop. Whether they set fruit or not, it really isn't a major concern, because we're going to get so many flowers on this one here. Back to here, we've got this main runner going on, and we've got another shoot coming off there. Do I want to keep it is the question. Do I need to keep it? I've got 1, 2, and that one down the back there, look at that, 3 over there growing. You need to see this. We've got a sucker again there. Well, it's not a sucker. It's actually another shoot growing up. Just there, that one there. So we just snap both directions, take it off. Now that's wrapping itself onto the netting there. I've got to train this back upwards. Oh, bugger, all right. So I've got to get that off there. Oh, it's a jungle in here. I've tied these ones up. Look at this. Oh, this grew on its own, basically. There was a seed in the ground there, it just sprouted up. So did this one over here. I haven't taken it out. And I didn't show you. So these are 2 self-sown or self-germinated ones. I've got to fix this first. 1 second, look at this. When you're tying them up and you're using the string, folks, you really got to monitor it because they grow so quick. This is literally grown in a couple of days, 3 or 4 days. Look at that. I've got 2 growing out here, one in this direction, and there's another one growing there. I've got to get some pruning done in here. And this is a sport that's come out on the side. Oh, bugger me. It's growing too big. And I've got to tie this one up. Too many leaves. I've got way too many leaves on these things. I've got to take them off. Quick tip on tomatoes that start getting marks on the fruit. Watch out for the butterflies. They get into them, the little moths, the white ones. They'll actually get into them and lay eggs everywhere. And as soon as the fruit starts to develop, they'll start burrowing into them. Second to that is if you get, and I haven't got, can you believe it? I've only got 1 tomato properly set and growing. And it's down here. Where is it? There it is. Down here. Come down here. Yeah. There's one there. Okay. Can you see that? Nice and clean. So that's our first one that we're actually getting. It's a tiny one. It's not big to what I want. It's not actually a big malacca. Now, on these, on the bottom of the fruit, right? So imagine the tomatoes like that. On the bottom side, as it's hanging, if you're getting a sunken spot, that's called blossom end rot. And that's caused from too much nitrogen in the soil. And it can affect a lot of plants like that. So it happens easily. So all you got to do is reduce the acidity in it. Now, if you've already got those marks on that fruit, you're not going to fix that. But if it's still producing and it's growing like my ones are, and quite vigorous, then you can save them by putting some black grit around the base, and that will reduce the acidity on them. Now, another thing that I did here, you know how I topped up the tomatoes with soil in the pots so they grow more roots, stabilises the plant? I've actually done the same thing with these cucumbers. Now, these were struggling because of the cold weather, but they've actually come good now, and that's because we had warm weather, and I've actually topped them up as well inside. I've put extra soil in, and I've put our planting mix. That's our wonderful combination of our organic matter. This one's taken off the most. Look at this. This is doing really well. So it isn't big yet. Yes, I know that, folks, because we haven't had the hot weather like you guys in those microclimates. This has taken off well, and I'm excited about this as long as the weather's stabilised. But the other cucumbers have done really well, the ones with the plant bags around them. Other than that, if you've got leaf spot, remove it. And remove the leaves that are touching the flowers. The leaves can be above the flowers, but not directly on the flowers. Yeah, I'm watching you. So take off all the leaves that are infected. Have a look here. I noticed that as we were just talking about it, a little bit of burning on the tips. Look on the underside, we get a little bit of angular leaf spot developing. You see anything like that, just take it off. You don't need, especially the bottom ones. Take them off and get rid of them. No need to keep them on there. And it saves the plant, it doesn't spread. Oh, which one am I cutting? I almost cut. Is that the fruit? No, it's not. That's a leaf. Like that. Get rid of all those. Don't leave them on there. It makes no sense to leave them on there. Clean your plants up, feed them well. Give them another burst if you need to, if you're finding they're struggling a little bit. If you've got black spot on the underside, which is a sunken round ring on it, get your black grit onto them and thin them out. Don't let every sucker grow out. Don't let every shoot grow out. It becomes a big bush. That's fine if you want them to ramble, but if you want to train them up something like this, you got to thin them out, and that's what I've got to do here, because every day that goes by, that's about 25, 30 degrees, these things literally jump out of the ground. Check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. Superfood 6 kilos, going to go offline for shipping after the 15th. So order yours if you love the product, because I love it. That's what I've got it here. It's got black grit in it as well, so it's enhanced with our black grit. The one-stop fertilizer for all plant species that you have in your garden. Vegetables, fruit, flowers, and so on. And if you shop online by the end of January, you go into the draw to win yourself a $500 garden hamper. A chance to win it. Not everybody wins it. One person, one lucky winner. Vasili'sGarden.com. From me, Vasili. Maresi.